Hi there, welcome back, guys. Let's keep on working on our review, right? Right, very good. So, what lesson is this one now? This is lesson 115, 115. All right, now, in this lesson, we're going to practice and remember it lasts. Right? And then we're going to remember it takes. Now let's remember it lasts. How long does it last? How long does the trip last? Não é? É a duração da viagem. A viagem dura quanto tempo? Né? How long does it last? If you leave your house at 10 a.m. to go to the beach, all right? You leave your house at 10 a.m. to go to the beach. What do you do at 10 a.m.? All right, fantastic. You leave your house at 10 a.m. to go to the beach. What do you do at 10 a.m.? All right. Where do you want to go? You want to go to the beach. So what do you do at 10 a.m.? You leave your house at 10 a.m. to go to the beach. Lógico, você pode estar dizendo, I leave my house, right? Fantastic. What time does Tina leave her house? She leaves her house at 10 a.m. Where does she go at 10 a.m.? She goes to the beach. What does she do when she leaves the house? Very good. She leaves the house at 10 a.m. to go to the beach. What time does she leave the house to go to the beach? Very good. She leaves her house at 10 a.m. to go to the beach. All right. The beach is 5 minutes away. 5 minutes away. Longe, né? De distância, 5 minutos de distância. 5 minutes away, né? 5 minutos fora. 5 minutes away. The beach is 5 minutes away from her house. How far is the beach? Very good. The beach is 5 minutes away from Tina's house. How far is the beach from Tina's house? Very good. The beach is 5 minutes away from her house, from Tina's house. If the beach is 5 minutes away from her house and she leaves the house at 10 a.m., what time does she arrive at the beach? What time does she arrive at the beach? She leaves the house at 10 a.m. The beach is 5 minutes away. What time does she arrive at the beach? Very good. She arrives at the beach at 10:05. Ó, olha a hora. 10:05. Right? 10:05. Às 10:05. São 5 minutos. Se ela sair às 10, chega às 10:05. Does she arrive at the beach? Very good. She arrives at the beach at 10:05 a.m. Of course, we're talking about a.m., right? 10:05 a.m. What does she do at 10 a.m.? Very good. She leaves her house at 10 a.m. to go to the beach. How far is the beach from her house? The beach is 5 minutes away from her house. What time does she arrive at the beach? Fantastic. She arrives at the beach at 10:05 a.m. All right. Now, Bob leaves the house at 12 noon to go to the movies. But the movie theater is 10 minutes away from his house. 10 minutes away. He leaves at 12 noon. What time does he arrive at the movie house? He arrives at the movie house at 10:15. All right, 15 minutes away. That's it, at 10:15 a.m. All right. Bob and Dan leave the house at 2 p.m. to go to the park. The park is 30 minutes away from their house. 30 minutes. They live at 2 p.m. The park is 30 minutes away from their house. What time do they arrive at the park? Very good. They arrive at the park at 2:30 p.m. All right. Again, they leave the house at 2 p.m. to go to the park. The park is 30 minutes away from their house. What time do they arrive at the park? Fantastic. That's it. They arrive at the park at 2:30 p.m. Uh-huh. John leaves the office at 5 p.m. to go to his house. His house is 1 hour away from his office. What time does he arrive at the house? All right, he leaves at 5 p.m. The house is 1 hour away, so he arrives at 6 p.m. Fantastic, fantastic. He arrives at 6 p.m. And what time? What time does Tina arrive at the beach? She arrives at the beach at 10:05 a.m., right? 5 minutes. What time does she get to the beach? É a mesma coisa, né? O get, nesse caso, ele tem o sentido de chegar, né? Que o verbo get, ele é variado, ele tem vários sentidos. Aqui, ele tem o sentido também de chegar. Então, arrive tem que prestar atenção. Attention to the preposition that comes after the verb. After the verb to arrive, you arrive at. After the verb to get, you get to, tá? Chego em, get to. Não vai dizer get at, tá? Get to. Então, what time does she get to the beach? Fantastic. She gets to the beach at 10:05 a.m. John arrives back home at 6 p.m. What time does he get back home? Very good. He gets back home at 6 p.m. Viu que nesse caso também não tem a preposição to, tá? Que estou usando a expressão back home, de volta em casa. Aí não tem he gets to back home, não, tá? He gets back home. Agora, Bob gets to the park. No, Danny and Paul get to the park at 2:30 p.m. Danny and Paul arrive at the park at 2:30 p.m. What time do they get to the park? Very good. They get to the park at 2:30 p.m., right? John arrives home at 6 p.m. What time does he get home? He gets home at 6 p.m. Fantastic. Tá? Não precisa ter o back. Tudo bem que é a casa dele, então de volta, ele tá voltando para a casa dele. Mas não precisa dizer o back, tá? He gets home at 6 p.m., right? Lembrando isso, né? Muito bem. Agora vamos ver uma viagem, então. The train leaves the station in Los Angeles at 12 noon. 12 noon, a gente está lembrando, né? Que é 12, meio-dia. Né? Meio-dia, 12 noon. The train leaves the station in Los Angeles at 12 noon. Where's the station? The station is in Los Angeles. Is the station in Los Angeles? Yes, it is. Where's the station? The station is in Los Angeles. Very good. What time does the train leave the station in Los Angeles? Fantastic. The train leaves the station in Los Angeles at 12 noon. Does the train leave the station in Los Angeles at 12 noon? Yes, it does. What time does it leave the station in Los Angeles? Very good. It leaves the station in Los Angeles at 12 noon. It arrives in San Francisco at 7 p.m. What time does it arrive in San Francisco? It arrives in San Francisco at 7 p.m. All right. Does it arrive in San Francisco at 7 p.m.? Yes, it does. What time does it arrive in San Francisco? It arrives in San Francisco at 7 p.m. Agora me diz a mesma frase com o get ao invés do arrive. Fantastic. It gets to San Francisco at 7 p.m. Does it get to San Francisco at 7 p.m.? Yes, it does. What time does it get to San Francisco? Fantastic. It gets to San Francisco at 7 p.m. How long, if the train leaves at 12 noon and arrives at 7 p.m., how long does the trip last? Qual é a duração da viagem? How long does the trip last? Né? Quanto tempo a viagem dura? How long does it last? It lasts 7 hours, right? Se ele sai meio-dia, chega às 7, 7 horas de viagem. Então, how long does the trip last? It lasts 7 hours. Does it last 7 hours? Yes, it does. How long does it last? It lasts 7 hours. All right. Now, the train leaves at 9. The train leaves Los Angeles at 9 and arrives in San Francisco at 3. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. How long does the trip last? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. How long does it last? It lasts 6 hours. All right. This is a faster train, right? And the plane leaves Los Angeles at 10 a.m. and arrives in San Francisco at 11 a.m. How long does the trip last? It lasts 1 hour. Fantastic. Fantastic. The plane leaves New York at 12 noon and arrives in Los Angeles at 5 p.m. How long does the trip last? It lasts 5 hours. Very good. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Tá? Estamos relembrando, né? Lembrando it lasts. Agora vamos passar, dar uma relembrada no it takes. Fica comigo que a gente vai continuar nessa revisão. See you soon, everybody.